Okay, so space, steampunk, cowboy, octopus. You guys are so indecisive. I mean, it's great. I love it. This is gonna be ridiculous, and that is what we're here for. So this is what we're doing. Today is a role modeling stream. Welcome to the stream. But today we're gonna be doing something slightly different. Today we're gonna be doing choose your own adventure. So I'm gonna be focusing mostly on a singular piece this time. It's gonna be a series of polls that you guys will be voting on, and then whatever happens is what I have to make. So yeah. So all right, let's give it a shot. So here is the poll. Vote away. We got post-apocalyptic in the lead now with a space and oh yeah. Oh my, steampunk. Oh my Jesus. Okay, that's close. I'll leave it going and see if we can get a distinct winner. If we can't, I'll do a tiebreaker vote. Yes, this is incredibly close. I feel like we need to do a tiebreaker. All right, guys. Here's the new tiebreaker. Looks like steampunk is winning. No, it's not. In fact, space is winning by a large margin now. Holy crap! This is totally not the same as it was before. Man, steampunk is actually catching up. Oh, geez. Oh, wow. Here is the last tiebreaker for this. Looks like we have steampunk is winning by a large margin now. Oh, but space is catching up. They're only 2 votes apart from each other. That is incredibly close. Yeah. It's pretty obvious. We're gonna have to do both, guys. All right. So the next poll is going to be a character base. So we have the character, and I'm going to share this poll with you guys so you guys can vote. Okay, so it looks like Space Octopus is a pretty clear, it's not a very clear winner. There's only 2 off. I would say we're going to go ahead and do a tiebreaker. We have 46 votes in here, so we're gonna go and do a tiebreaker here. Alrighty, so we're going to do a tiebreaker between these 2. All right, vote between Space Cowboy and Space Octopus. It's pretty close between these 2. Yeah, I think that is pretty damn close. It's only 1 away at this point, so. Oh boy. Okay, I think we can go and get started now. Space, steampunk, cowboy, octopus. So to start off with a base for the octopus, I went ahead and just subdivided a cube. Give us a nice round base. We got the head there, and then I extruded some legs that I actually get rid of later on, just to give it a little bit more of a steampunk vibe. You'll see I replaced it with some robotic legs, but in the meantime I wanted to get that shape down. We got those, at least the very least we got the topology down with the 8 legs there. I start working on the cowboy hat. This was actually a little bit trickier than I thought it would be, but luckily because I used some reference online, I was able to get that down pretty well. Very important to use reference all the time, every time. Getting those little indents in there where the fingers usually clasp onto the hat for miladies and stuff like that. But anyway, getting the cowboy hat and the octopus was just the base of trying to figure out, the cowboy octopus part. But there is the steampunk space part. So obviously we had the background for space, got that from Pro Lighting Skies from Andrew Price. That was a great addition just to get the ambient mood there. Make sure we are indeed floating in space. And here we are. I went ahead and removed the legs because I decided to go for the more steampunk vibe for the octopus. And yeah, I'm just separating out the parts to get those little nubs in there as the base, just to mark exactly where those legs are and to kind of transition the fleshy octopus bits with the soon-to-be steampunk octopus bits. So here we are. I'm going to go ahead and make one of the legs here. So obviously octopus, they have 8 legs, and making one of them is good enough, and we'll just duplicate that. So I'm working on the joints here. There's going to be a simple kind of array of joints to form the tentacles. So this tentacle is going to be very steampunky, very filled with gears, obviously, because gears are kind of like the trademark of steampunk, very important aspect of it. So getting those gears just right, using the gear tool in Blender, and then kind of just modeling around it, just get that joint kind of looking believable. Had some gears inside of the gears to make it look more like a watch, more intricate. And then I turned on the array modifier, got those things working, added a little bit of a gauge thing there, kind of like almost like a pressure gauge, like in steam engines, they would have that kind of thing there. So figured I would add that for some realism. Getting some wires and or pipes, if you want to call them, whatever you want. Those are kind of there to transfer the energy in steampunk from the steam to whatever piston or or engine or whatever it's powering. So that adds a little bit more believability. So just kind of getting these mechanisms in there just to do the detail work once and then duplicate it 8 times in this example. So now that I've done that, and I think I got the tip of the hand done as well, I went ahead and duplicated that for each arm. Now I only did half of them, so I did 4 arms here first, and you can see I'm having the tip back on because they actually came off when I was doing it. And then I went ahead and mirrored it, so I now have a mirrored tentacle base or whatever. And then I decided I would add some goggles to the octopus, because goggles are also a very trademark steampunk fashion item. So I went ahead and did that, added some goggles, and then went ahead and added a pipe to the side to get some asymmetry in there, because the octopus is currently perfectly symmetrical due to the mirror modifier that I had on there. So I added one pipe to one side, getting that T-joint there just for fun. I think I added a little bit of a band as well. Yeah, there we go. There's the band. That will kind of solidify the style. And then I added a second pair of goggles here, but they look like goggles, but in reality they were kind of like a one of those like little looking glass pieces that you would see in those deep sea diving costumes or whatever, those deep sea suits back in the day. So that's kind of what I wanted to go for there. And that one, in that case, it was protected by the little the mesh grill there. So I just kind of wanted to add a little bit of extra geo there, and I think it worked out. Kind of made him look more alien because it looks like he has 4 eyes, but in reality, only the bottom 2 are his eyes, because that's where octopus eyes really are. But it allowed him to have a little bit more character. I went ahead and downloaded the gun from BlendSwap because I wasn't going to model that thing in like 10-15 minutes, which is how much time I had left. But yeah, with that gun there, we were going to use that later. But I figured since he's in space, we had to add some more space stuff in there, so I added a jetpack. But the jetpack had to be steampunk, so naturally we added some gears to that. Very, very logical progression. How do I make this steampunk? I just add a crap ton of gears. Made the gold shader a little bit shinier. That's just a matte cap, one of the presets in Blender. But I did like the shiny gold a little bit better, and I think it really sold the steampunk feel of it. A lot more with a little bit less effort from my part, to be honest, because I couldn't shade everything exactly. I think giving a nice solid matte cap was a good choice. But yeah, and looks like now I'm actually going to start rigging it. So the reason why I rig it is because in order to model it, you kind of want to have those mirror modifiers, those perfect symmetry kind of things. But when you pose it, you want it to be like asymmetrical. You want to be kind of like more dynamic. So the rigging process in this case was not necessarily to make it animated, but rather to make it posable. So being able to pose the different limbs and stuff like that very easily was pretty important after modeling it in that kind of symmetrical shape. That base pose is the easiest pose to model in, and then the rigging process is the way you kind of actually start changing up how it's going to look and how it's going to be framed and stuff like that. Give it some personality, so to speak. So I found a way to rig it. I originally was going to do some automatic weight paints, which almost crashed Blender, and then I decided to use envelope weights for the tentacles because there's quite a lot of geo there, and when there's a lot of separate meshes, automatic weights is hard to calculate for Blender. But I was able to get that working with envelope weights pretty well. The head kind of got rigged, but it wasn't. It was also kind of separate, so it didn't really work out too well. Here I had a little bit of an issue with duplicate bones, but I wanted to fix that pretty quick. But yeah, at this point, it was just all about posing him and making him look cool. So we kind of moved the tentacles around a little bit to get a nice silhouette that looked kind of spooky, scary, or whatever. And then, of course, I had to add the gun to the tentacles so I could move that around. And then I was like, you know what? He needs a little bit more than just one gun. Why have one gun when you have 8 legs, right? So I gave him another gun, and then another. And then possibly even another, and then I figured maybe we should put it to a vote. Let's do a poll. How about that? Let's do a poll. Hang on. How many guns? Vote away, everyone. Vote away. We got 9 votes for more than that's like 50% already, so that's pretty good. All right, so let's do that. More than 8. So more than 8 guns was pretty interesting to do. I put that option on there just because I thought it'd be fun, but then I realized might be a little bit more difficult than I thought it would be. So, but I went ahead and did it. Obviously, the first answer would be to put one gun in every single hand, or every single tentacle, and so then that way we have 8, and then to kind of deal with the others later on. So I went ahead and gave him 8 guns. Which now he just looks like some ridiculous Edward Scissorhands character, but with revolvers. But anyway, after those 8, we decided what's a good place to put the other guns. Ah, yes. How about right in this little crevasse here? Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah, I mean, the little indention's gotta be good for something, right? It's not like he has fingers, so he doesn't really need those indentions for his cowboy hat. So anyway, I added those, and then I figured might as well put the other 2 guns on the side, upside down as decoration, which also kind of gave him some nice little ears to work with, which were really the gun handles, but, you know, what have you. So he can fire with all 12, no, wait, hang on, 11 of his guns. So, yeah, that's making him super extra potent. But yeah, I wanted to get these guns posed in a very interesting way. So I started using some auto IK and stuff like that to pose them a little better. But the guns in general, I wanted them to point in almost every direction, but mostly forward. And then I had I think 2 guns kind of in a drawing pose. So it's pointing down and you pull it out. So I kind of want to get that kind of whipping motion. So you'll notice that the bottom 2, the 2 that are facing downwards, those kind of have like a whipping motion dynamic pose to it. I wanted to kind of capture that idea with those guys, even though he doesn't have a belt. I kind of wanted it to seem like he was doing something with every single one of his hands, not just aiming and shooting, doing the same thing with each one. So yeah, I have one also almost completely straight, just to get that dynamic. Got a couple just bent from the side, and then I think the very back one is actually facing. It's kind of peeking through. But anyway, a lot of this was trying to get the cowboy aesthetic, the cowboy attitude in the octopus's pose. That was pretty important here, and we're pretty much done. So, alrighty, guys, what's his name? Okay, let's name him, guys. All right, go ahead and shoot a few names at me. I'm gonna make a straw poll for to name this guy real quick. Let's do a tiebreaker between like Octopus and Octopunk. I'd say Octopunk. Octopunk just won. Oh, you guys like Octopunk? Okay, hang on. Let's see what we got here. That's it, guys. That's what we're gonna name him. We're gonna name him Octopunk. Octopunk, the steampunk space cowboy octopus. Congratulations to everybody who participated in the polls today. I'm glad you guys could join me for this this great adventure, choose your own adventure style role modeling stream. So I'm happy with how this turned out. I hope you guys liked it. If you did like it, let me know in the comments down below, and maybe we can see if we can do more of these. So alrighty, guys, let me know, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. If you want to see the old format for role modeling, go ahead and check out this video. If you guys want to see some finished animations of mine, go ahead and check out this video. And if you guys like what I do and you want to support the channel, go ahead and check out my Patreon or consider subscribing. I have a lot of cool things in the works and a lot of things coming soon, so stay tuned and I'll see you guys next time.